welcome back to the channel. Farm Sim Snowy here. So we've got more mods again today, a few of them out in front of us, so let's go and check them all out. First up today then is this is the Rauch, I'm going to say Rauch Aero 32.1. This is by Creative Mesh. This is a fertilizer spreader, so you'll find it under tools and fertilizer spreaders. 83,300 to buy. It will hold 3,200 litres or 3,200 litres of solid fertilizer. It's 13 slots on console. It's got a spread width of 27 meters, which I don't think you can adjust that because you'll see why in a second. And it will run at 11 miles per hour when you're using it. It's very cool though. There is no options on there apart from the license plate, which is going to be just tucked down in that corner. But basically it is a bit similar to sort of like the fertilizer spreaders that you hook up to the back of your tractor and away you go, but it has this boom arm on the back which does unfold obviously to 27 meters, so that is why you won't be able to adjust the spread width. But it's very cool looking bit of kit. I did test it out and it's very nice animations when it is unfolding. You can even see inside the little windows there and on the top of the cover. But I like that, that's pretty cool. Very nice indeed. Something a bit different, isn't it? So there you go, that's the first one of today. The Rauch Aero 32.1 by Creative Mesh. And then next we've got the New Holland 70 series. This is by Smety. These are large tractors, so you find them under vehicles and large tractors. So we have the 70 series Super Steer and then just the 70 series. I'm wondering if the Super Steer is more aimed at PC players, because in the Mod Hub description it does say at the bottom mod supported guidance steering, which us console players do not have. That is a mod. I've searched it, it does come up with the GPS thing, just for PC players. Now obviously you can buy both of these. I did test them both out. Can't see any visible difference in terms of the steering or the this turning circle. That's what I'm trying to say. The only thing I found was this Super Steer one seems to be a little bit less responsive. So if you're going along quite quick and you turn, when you let go of your thumbstick or your steering wheel, I suppose if you were using a steering wheel, it kind of sort of skids out a little bit. It's as if it's going a bit out of control, if that makes sense. Whereas the normal 70 series I just carried on as normal with that, but this one seemed like it was a bit sort of skiddy, if that does make sense. It probably doesn't, but I know what I'm trying to say. So yeah, but obviously you can buy them. They are both exactly the same looking. The configurations are all the same in the horsepower, etc. They're both 12 slots, top speed of 24 miles per hour. So I'll just show you one of them. So there they are. Very nice so looking. Older style sort of tractor. Like so. Wheel brands, we have got Trelleborg, Michelin, Nokians, Mitas, Continental, BKT, Vedestein, and back to Trelleborg. In Trelleborg got wide tyres, standard wide tyres, sorry, rear twins, narrow, rear narrow twins, and then we can have narrow twins, which gives you those row crops, which is pretty cool. And then we're back to standard. In Michelin we've got standard, wide tyres, rear twins, and back to standard. Nokians we can't change up, they are stuck on communal or communal. Mitas we have got standard, wide tyres, rear twin wheels, and back to standard. Continental, standard, wides, rear twins, twins and back to standard. BKT, we've got standard, wide, rear twins, twins and back to standard. Vederstein, you've got standard, wides, rear twins, twins and back to standard. And then we're back to Trelleborg. So Trelleborg does have more options in the wheel setups. I'm finding that is the case now on most of the vehicles. Trelleborg does have the more sort of main options. Anyway, brands, we've got New Holland. If you look at the decals on the bonnet there, or the hood, we can then have Fiat Agri. You can have New Holland and Fiat Agri, or back to New Holland. Attachers, we've got standard. We can have a 1600 kilogram front weight, a 3-point, and then back to standard. Engine setup, we've got the 170 Genesis turbo, which is 170 horsepower. Then we can go 190, 210, 240 horsepower, and then we're back to 170 again. Main colour, there is quite a few. We've got a few New Holland blues and the Fiat Agri reds, like so. And there's a black in there as well, and a white. And then we've got the jazzy New Holland blue, and the same with the Fiat Agri, if you want a bit of bling bling, like so. And that is it. Design colour is going to do the exhaust. Let me come around there first. There's a little cover on that exhaust, so at the minute we're on black. Then we can go chrome and red, now you can see it a bit better, or the New Holland blue. And then the rim colours, pretty self-explanatory. We've got grey, another grey, black, which looks like a dark grey, another black, which does look black, and then we can have chrome as well. And then we can have a license plate as well, which is going to be front and back, whatever you choose to have it on. So there you go. And this one is exactly the same, all the setups, configurations. But a nice looking tractor, that. It's a New Holland 70 series by Smety. Next is Seed Hawk Pack. This is by Bcbuhler / Forward Agricultural. This is a seeder setup, so you'll find it under tools and seeders. So first of all, we've got the Seed Hawk 660 air cart. That is 150 grand to buy. That will hold 21,800 litres mixed between seed and solid fertilizer. It's 12 slots on console. We'll come back to that and look at it. And then we've got the actual Seed Hawk XL toolbar, 65 foot. This is 225 grand to buy, so obviously it is pricey, but it's a big bit of kit. It requires 450 horsepower to run. It's 22 slots on console. It will open out to 19.8 meters wide. It will run at 9 miles per hour when you're seeding. This is just going to do your standard crops, so wheat, barley, oats, canola, soybeans, sorghum, oilseed radish and grass. So let's take a look at the Seed Hawk air cart. And there it is. Very cool looking. Like so. We do have a few options. We've got wheel brand, we've got Lizard, BKT, Michelin, Mitas, Elmer's manufacturing, and back to Lizard. Lizard we can't change. BKTs, we've got those jewels on there. Then we can go to a single one and then back like so. Michelin, again we've got the jewels, go to a single one and back again. Mitas we cannot change, but they are quite big chunky tyres. And then the Elmer's manufacturing is just got the tracks on, so we can't change that either. And then we're back to Lizard again. System type. Now it says tow between or tow behind. You do get slight different configurations, or they do change slightly from rear and the front. So basically what I was led to believe is this is depending on how you have it set up. So you can either have this towed behind your tractor and then the actual seeder itself towed behind this, or the other way round. So you hook the seeder up to your tractor and then have the cart, the air cart, behind the seeder. So obviously you need to select which one you're gonna have, or which way you're gonna have it set up. Now I did set this up, I can't remember which way round. I think with the air cart first behind the tractor and then the seeder behind this. So I selected the configurations. It planted okay, put seed in the ground okay. Then I thought I'd swap them round, see if it did actually make a difference, whether it would, you know, stop me from putting any more wheat in the ground. It didn't. It worked both ways round. So whether this does have a impact on that, I'm not sure, but it didn't seem to for me, unless I done something wrong, or I don't know. But there you go. So that is what that option's for. And then design, we've got Seedhawk, or we've got Vedastat, because I believe in the mod hub description, Vedastat brought out the Seedhawk company, changing ownership over the years to being owned by Vedastat Industries. So there you go, you can change the colours between those two if you want. And then fill system, we've got no conveyor or conveyor. So you can either fill it up by opening those covers on the top, or you've got a little conveyor there where you can fill up from if you want to do it that way. So pretty cool. So that is the air cart. And then the actual toolbar itself, it's very cool looking again. Absolutely huge bit of kit. As you can see, you've got the pin hitch attaches on the front and the rear. So like I say, I don't think it makes a difference which way you have it. It seemed to work for me both ways round. So wheel brands again, we've got Lizard, Michelin, BKT, and back to Lizard. In Lizard we can change between those and the jewels. Michelin we can't change at all, and neither the BKTs, and then we're back to Lizard again. Same again, we can have Seedhawk design, or we can have the Vedastat, which is a bit more of a brighter red. Back to Seedhawk. And then again the system type is again between, toe behind. It does slightly change with the hoses from front to back, but like I say, didn't make a difference to me. But there you go, that's the Seedhawk pack by Bcbuhler /forward agricultural. And next we have another large tractor. This is the Case IH Magnum AFS US/EU series. This is by Casearias modding. So obviously you will find it under vehicles and large tractors. 312 grand a base price, varying horsepower, top speed of 31 miles per hour. This will be 27 slots if you're on console. Do have quite a few configurations if you want. Again, very nice looking tractor. Got quite a long nose on it, hasn't it, on the front there. Quite unusual looking, but I like that. So wheel brands, we've got Michelin, Lizard, Trelleborg, Continental, Mitas, BKT, Vedastat, Nokians, and back to Michelin. So Michelin, we've got standards, singles, which are very, very thin, which makes it look a little bit funny. Rear jewels with weights, jewels with weights, singles. Again, there's a lot in here to choose from, so I'm not going to go through everything, just show you as an example. Lizard, we've got singles, rear jewels again. As you can see, there is a ton of options. We've got those big LSWs. Look at the size of those guys, absolutely chunky. And then we do have a crawler track option, which obviously puts the axle out wider at the front as well to cope with that. then crawler track 2 with like dual row crops on the front, and then we're back to singles. So there is quite a few options in there. We can have wheels with weights and stuff like that. Look at all these options, tons. I won't go through them all, like I say, it's be quite here all day otherwise. Design, we've got EU or US, like so. So if you do go for, let's put twin wheels on there, if you have EU, you get those sort of warning squares on the back. If you have it on US, you'll have those ones instead, like so. But I do believe the US ones are there all the time, whereas the EU ones are only there if you have the wider tyres, the twin wheels. So yeah, they stay on normal standard tyres. Monitor, we've got none, or we've got field view, so that adds that monitor up there. Then we've got the Kinsey one, which adds that one. The Kinsey Blue Vantage, that's another monitor, and then you can have all of them if you want to be greedy. Attachers, we've got 3 point, 435 kilogram front weight, 650 kilogram, 980, and back to the 3 point. Then we've got the engine set up, so we're on 374 horsepower. We can go, oh, that's actually that's kept that same, isn't it? That's a variable CVT. Then you can have the power shift, I see. Then we go to 417 horsepower. Hang on, what's going on? Yeah, 417 horsepower, 435, and then back to 374. Right. Choose a colour. We've either got red or black, like so. Rim colour, we've got grey or black. And then we've got a license plate as well. I got a little bit confused with the engine setup there. Because I was going through everything in setup and I've got a bit muddled up with which ones are which. But there you go, that's the case IH Magnum AFS US EU series by Casearias Modding. And then we have the MAN TGS 18.500 Kipper. This is by SaltyBart and NLD Community. This you'll find under vehicles and trucks. It's 279,500 to buy. It's a little bit pricey, but it's a nice piece of equipment. 500 horsepower. It's got a top speed of 49 miles per hour. It will hold 49,000 litres of pretty much everything, as you can see scrolling across the screen. And it is 15 slots if you're on console. And there it is, like I say, very nice looking truck. That's obviously your tipper on the back there. I wonder if that's meant to say tipper, but it's Kipper, unless that is a sort of model of the MAN, I don't know. But there you go. We got wheel brands, we've got Trelleborg, Continental, BKT, and that's it. In Trelleborg, we've got standard or wides. Continental we can't change, or BKT, and that is it. Main colour we can change to anything on there, which is going to do the cab. And then the design colour is going to do the body itself, the tipper. And then the rim colour you can change to anything on there as well if you want, like so. And we do have a license plate as well. It's got nice lights on here, working lights at the rear, some up round the back like so, and it does tip up very nicely as well. So there you go, that's the MAN TGS 18.500 Kipper by SaltyBart and NLD Community. And then we've got another case tractor. This is the IH Puma Series. This is by blauea. This is a medium tractor, so you'll find it under vehicles and medium tractors. 179,000 base price, a varying horsepower, top speed of 31 miles per hour, and 15 slots if you're on console. Whoa, that's a bit close. And there it is. Again, very cool, detailed tractor. You can open the door and the rear window as an animation, and I forgot to tell you that you can open just the door on the other case tractor, but you can open the door and the rear window on this one, which is pretty smart. We have Wilbrands, Trelleborg, Michelin, Continental, Mitas, BKT, Vederstein, Nokians, and back to Trelleborg. Probably just show you the Trelleborgs and the Nokians, because then you'll get a kind of gist of it. So we've got standard, wides, wide and weights, rear twins, twin wheels, narrows, and back to standard. And I think that's quite the norm across the board, as you can see. So let's go to BKTs, because they are sometimes a little bit different. We've got wide tyres, wide and weights, and that is it. And then Nokians, we've got wide tyres, communal, and that is it. GPS receiver, we've got no or yes, so it puts that on the top. Doesn't really do anything for us console players. Attachers, we've got front weight, 3-point, and that is it. Front loader attacher, we've got no, quickie, hour, and back to no. And then the engine setup, we are at 225 horsepower. We can go 245, 260, 270, and then back to 225. Main colour, we can change from standard to special, black, and then grey, which is quite a nice shiny. Well, it's not really grey, is it? It's more, I don't know what that is, but I quite like that one. We have got rim colour, if I can get onto it. Standard, black or white, and then we have a license plate option as well. Very nice. Some cool tractors today. That's the Case IH Puma Series by blauea. Then we've got the Joskin Wago loader. This is by WhiteBull Modding. This is a low loader, so you'll find it under tools and low loaders. It's only $8.5 to buy, and it's only 3 slots on console. So there it is. You're not going to get absolutely huge machinery on here. I tried to fit a forestry machine, the Rotner one, on there, and it wouldn't go. Oh, the only thing I would say that I found on this is if we change the configurations first, and then you'll probably understand what I'm going on about. So at the minute we've got grid, we are without grid, and then we can put with grid on, so with or without grid. Now if you have it without grid, I tried even loading a tractor up. If you go too far towards the end where the towing pin hitches, you kind of hit an invisible wall, which I'm assuming is where this grid is. So even if you have it without grid, you still sort of hit that wall there, if that makes sense. So yeah, I couldn't fit the Rotner on there, so it was a bit too big for that. I was hoping to fit it on there and put the arm out through the back, but you are going to be able to get tractors and things like that on there. But just be aware that there is like an invisible wall on the back there. So whether that needs an update, I'm not sure. But it's a pin hitch attacher, so you can tow it with whatever you wish. The ramps obviously do come down. For me it was L1 and I think the right stick up and down. It wasn't a case of pressing X and unfolding. Rim colour, we can change from anything onto here, like so. And then we've got a license plate at the back as well. There is a beacon on the back as well. And it does have tension straps, which is pretty cool. So there you go, that's the Joskin Wago loader by WhiteBull Modding. And then we have this, which is the Ropa Keiler 2. This is by JD7530-Chris. This is potato technology, so you'll find it under tools and potato technology. Now it is pretty much the same as the in-game Ropa, which I will actually come out of this menu and let's go into, so you can see again what I'm on about. Potato technology. So this is the standard base game one. So they're both the same price. The horsepower requirement's the same, 200. They both hold 10,000 litres of potatoes, both 17 slots, and they both run at 6 miles per hour. Now, this modded in one is slightly narrower. The base game one is 1.8 meters wide. This one is 1.5 meters wide, and they are saying in the description that the working width is changed to correspond with the actual potato rows. So there you go, and there's quite a few more configuration options on here. So the base game one just has the wheel brand, which I don't think you can even change the setup. You can't, no. So it just has the wheel brand, and this modded in one, as you can see, has got quite a few more options. So we have wheel brands. We've got Trelleborg, Michelin, BKT, Vederstein, and back to Trelleborg. We'll stay that side, I think. In Trelleborg, we have wide tyres or narrow tyres, so it gives you those little row crops on that side, only on that side though, which is pretty cool. And then back to wide, and then the same with Michelin, you've got the narrows or the wides. BKT, sorry, the same, it's the same across all of them really. And that's back to Trelleborg. In work lights, we've got standard or additional work lights, so it puts that one by the beacon at the back there, and there's also one, I don't know if you can see it, just sort of above the conveyor belt there. I think that is it, just those two. So there you go, it gives you additional work lights, so either yes or no. Beacon lights, you've got option 1, so if you look at the beacon at the back, option 2, and that is it. And then the rim colour we can change from that yellow to grey or black. And then we've got a license plate option as well. So there you go, that's the Ropa Kayla 2 by JD 7530-Chris. Next we've got the Transspace 8000. This is by stephane, or was it stephane moddigne. It's probably murdered that. It's definitely not modding, it looks like it's moddigne. But there you go, it is a trailer, so you'll find out the tools and trailers. It's a Joskin brand again. 35 grand to buy, so not too bad. It will hold 31,000 litres, pretty much everything, and 4 slots if you're on console. I think we had a Joskin like this on FS19, and I pretty much loved that when I first started playing the game. So there it is. Very cool looking trailer. Got the triaxle on this. We've got wheel brand, we've got Trelleborg, Michelin, BKT, Nokians, and back to Trelleborg. Trelleborg is the only one we can change, and we've got standard or wide tyres, and that is it. And then you've got a license plate option as well, like so. So there you go, that's the Transspace 8000 by Stephane Moddigne. Next is Cultivator 13 times. This is by SeviModding, Modding. There's a list here, and LangreoModding. Gosh, some right tongue twisters today with the modders. This is a cultivator, so you'll find it under tools and cultivators. It's only 3.5 grand to buy. It only requires 80 horsepower. It's 8 slots on console. 3 meters wide, and it will run at 9 miles per hour when you're using it. And there it is, no options on it at all. It's like an older sort of vibe to it with the roller on the back. It's called 13 tines because you got the 13 tines at the front there, like so. Nice, I like that. 3 meter cultivator, happy days. So there you go, the Cultivator 13 times by SeviModding, Modding, LangreoModding. And then outside for the placeables for today, first of all we've got these, which are greenhouses with seeds and fertilizer. This is by Happy Mole. So they are the same size as the base game greenhouses. We have the small, the medium and the large. The small and the medium are 7 slots and the large one is 8 slots. They are slightly cheaper than the base game ones, and like it says, it requires either, well, all of them need water and seed. We'll check it out properly in a minute so you know what I'm going on about. They all require water and seed, but then you have the added extra of either adding manure or solid fertilizer to them. So it says you will get a higher yield from them by supplying seeds, fertilizer or manure. So that is what they are saying. Right, let's look at where you can find them first. So these will be under your build mode. They'll be under production and under greenhouses. So this is the base game ones on the left hand side. So as you can see, they're £1,000, euros or dollars cheaper than the base game ones. And as you can see on the right, it's got the manure, solid fertilizer, water and seed symbol. They will still only produce tomatoes, strawberries or lettuce, whichever ones you choose. And that's what they look like. You can place them down, spin them around, exactly the same as the base game ones. Now I've put in some water and seeds into this guy. So if we go into the actual production point, so we are on the small greenhouse. Obviously I've got the other ones placed down, that's why they're showing in this menu. So let's say for tomatoes, for instance, so on this menu, as you can see, we have tomatoes, lettuce, strawberries, and then it goes tomatoes, lettuce and strawberries again for the small greenhouse. That's the same across all of them. So you get 2 different options there, and that's basically one's for the solid fertilizer and one's for the manure. So these tomatoes, for instance, they require water, seed, and there is no number there next to solid fertilizer, so I'm not sure what that's about, because the other ones do have that. So you've got solid fertilizer symbol. If we go down to this tomato one, you've got the manure one now, which does have a number on there. So if you put in 16 water, 2 seeds, 3 manure, you're going to get 25 tomatoes. The cycles per month are the same, and so are the costs on each of them. Obviously going into the medium greenhouses and the large greenhouses, that's probably going to change. No, it doesn't actually. So it's the same for the cycles and the cost, but obviously the recipe changes. But again, it is the same. We do have a number now on the solid fertilizer ones for the medium and also on the green. So I'm not sure why there is no number on the small one. But if we go back up to the top, as you can see, I've already got water and seeds in this guy. And I'm only going to show you how to fill them up and what to do. So your water is going to be this side again, and we've got these bags as decoration. You can see seed, fertilizer and manure. But what I found is you need to kind of back up to the doors. So I do have solid fertilizer in this trailer. So if we can manage to just back up, we should get the trigger come up. There we go. So we'll tip that in there. It shouldn't take all of this. There you go, and that is it. Right, so let's just switch that off. If we go back in to the menu, we've now got all the requirements for this. We can activate any of these. Well, we can't activate these, sorry, because that requires manure, but we can activate the first 3 if we want. So if we just went strawberries, we've got that activated. That will start producing strawberries, and exactly the same. You can either select your storing, selling or distributing. So it's all the same, like so. I don't think we'll get any as quick as me finishing the mod review. I'm not going to skip forward time because you guys know how they work. But these are all basically the same, exactly the same. You go into that side and the same across there. What I'm going to do is just drive this tractor over to our next mod because I'm going to use it as a demonstration. So let's stop here. So there you go, that one was Greenhouses with Seeds and Fertilizer by Happy Mole. And then moving on to this. This is quite cool, I like this. This is Meridian Storage Yard. This is by Malidene Modding. There's 9 slots on console. It has a total capacity of 300,000 litres, but that will be split between what you're going to put in there. This you will find under your build mode, under buildings, under container. So these are the Meridian silos we've got in. So as you can see, we've got 3 of these, and then we've got 2 of those, but it's all one unit. And there it is at the end. It's 67,500 to place down. Like I say, 9 slots on console, 300,000 litre capacity. Now this will store herbicide, liquid fertilizer, solid fertilizer, lime, seed and water. And like I say, it's going to spread that total capacity across all of those, whatever you put in there. So it won't hold 300,000 litres of each. So it's pretty the same as most of the other things like this in the game. Now you can just tip in from there, which I'm going to show you with that, and I think I've got some water left in there from the greenhouse as well. Or if you want, if you come up to the spanner, so as you can see, I've already got some seeds in this silo, 1,950 litres. So if I go refill, that is now taking that 1,950 litres off of the total capacity, which is why it's saying 298,050 litres. So pretty much again like all of these things that appear in the game, we can fill it right up to its maximum now, or you can go as little as 1 litre and up like that. The smaller ones are free by the look of it. You can put 5 litres of water in there for nothing. So there you go. But we've got water, lime, liquid fertilizer, seeds, herbicide, solid fertilizer and back to water. So you can store all those products in there. So if I grab this tractor, keep your eye on the help menu. As you get near, it will say start filling. But what you need to do is go just a little bit further on. He says, probably too far out. There we go. I was a little bit too far out. So we can tip that solid fertilizer in there now. Like so. Now if I jump up, you can see the info on the bottom right. We've got solid fertilizer in there now. If I go to here, that total number's decreased even more because we've added in more. I'll just quickly show you the water. So we'll drop that down there. I think there's a little bit left in there from the greenhouse. And it'll be exactly the same. We'll get the trigger come up. I'll get a little bit closer this time. There we go. So tip in. And again, you can see the info down the bottom right hand corner. We've now got water in there as well, like so. If you want to start filling up, it will just fill up with water because obviously that is all we can take in this tanker. But if you had one of the sort of multi ones that will hold herbicide and liquid fertilizer, you'd select which ones you wanted to put into there. So pretty cool mod that, I like that. That is Meridian Storage Yard by Malidene Modding. And then the last one for today is this little fella, which is a small square liquid manure tank. This is by MichalLS. It's 4 slots on console. It is a place to store your slurry. It's got 100,000 litre capacity, so basically you tip in from here and also take it out from there as well. So this one you'll find under buildings and silos, I think it was. There it is. 10 grand to buy. Now it says liquid manure, so I haven't tested this because obviously I haven't got any other mods downloaded to get digestate. I'm wondering if it will take digestate, but there it is. You can spin it around, place it wherever you like. It's a very cool looking mod though, with the pipe going down into the pit. And a little brick holding the cover down in case it blows away. Very nice. There you go, that's the last one. That's the small square liquid manure tank by MichalLS. And that is it for today from me. I have put a little poll up on my community page about mod reviews videos because, well, you can read it, you can check it out, but sometimes they are getting a little bit too much for me, and I am getting very behind on releasing Let's Play episodes, which I know a lot of you guys love and are enjoying. So I am feeling a little bit behind on those. I think my last Haute Belleron episode is nearly 2 weeks ago, so that is not good enough in my eyes. So I'm either deciding or trying to get your opinions of whether to scrap the mod reviews or just take a little bit of a break from them. I do enjoy them, but they do take a lot of time to do, and I've kind of changed the way I do them as well to try and speed up things, not rush through them as much like you're not seeing them properly, but they still do take time. With the placeables, you've got to put them all down, and you know, so there you go. But check it out if you want to. Anyway, that is it from me for today. Hope you all have a lovely weekend. Look after yourselves and be safe, and I will see you very soon on the next video. So I hope you have all enjoyed the mod review. If you have, please give us a like, because I really appreciate that, and it goes a long way to helping out the channel. And if you haven't subscribed yet, then please consider doing so, and don't forget to smash that bell so you don't miss any future videos of mine. I've been Farm Sim Snowy. Stay frosty.